everybody? What's going on? Welcome to War of the Realms, session 31.
Two? One.
Two? Fuck!
I,
Yeah!
ah,
32! So happy to see you all on a Sunday out in the chat. Obviously, we are Sans Chelsea Bites today because, again, they're really cool and do really cool shit. And they're off doing said cool shit. So, good luck on doing that really cool stuff, Chelsea. Hope it's a lot of fun. But we still wanted to be able to tell you a really cool story. So, we're here and we have a tank. Oh! Back from knocking down the unknockable in your awesome boxing match, which we all watched like dorks at the same time, messaging each other in our group chat, doing a play-by-play. So welcome back, Tank. Good to see you back in the player group. But yes, I don't think we have any announcements off the bat. Other than I'm going to be at Gamescom Canada June 13th, right? Till the 16th, I think. Yeah, I'll be there. Vix will be there. Anastasia Rowland will be there. Infamous producer Jordy Rose will be there. It's going to be a fun time. I'm hosting private games. If you're in Edmonton, Alberta, come hang out and play games with us. We'll also be doing live one-shot with the Dungeon Dudes and Taylor's Tavern and Dungeon Dad. That'll be fun. And then we're also doing this crazy thing called an Epic, which is kind of like Adventures League, where myself and a bunch of other creators get to be NPCs in your game. And there's going to be like 7 tables all working in the same adventure that all the adventures affect other people. It's insane. So you should go sign up for that and come hang out. The game's called Canada. Okay. That's it. That's all the stuff. But yes, everyone, so good to see you on the Sunday. Let us start off by grabbing your favorite drinks. Grab your favorite sets of dice. And let us dive into another session of, I'm loopy as fuck, War of the Realms. So, last we left off, Crystal Vanguard leaving the floating artificer dwarven city, diving headfirst into a new area, a new setting, a new world, a new plane, the plane of air. After thwarting Taylor's plans to take over the arcane dwarven city in the clouds, with Torben now under the possession of Loki, a new possible ally is now within your group, although not everyone is very happy about it. Most of you aren't happy about it. But as Luen very eloquently said when you were pleading to the Dwarven King that a shield could be used instead of using it as a weapon, that of Taylor and their possible knowledge of this far realm entity that's been slowly infecting the realm of Volstiba. After the events of the Dwarven City, you met with the king and basically had a quick meeting, and allies were needed to be gained to combat this far realm threat. They had not made contact with the plane of air for quite some time, kind of alluding to when the dwarves first took flight in the clouds, that they had some sort of alliance with those that dwelled in the plane of air. They had not reached out to them in some time and hoped that maybe those connections would still hold strong, and decided to send you out as they rebuild from the battle that had taken place amongst the clouds. As you gathered your resources and got some pretty cool items and weapons from a very famous dwarven artificer, you then found your own skiff and were led towards where the veil was thinnest to be able to allow you entry into the plane of air, where Clara is originally from. Hoping to seek out some... Hold on. There is a car alarm going off, and I cannot... I can't ignore it anymore.
Plane of air.
Goddamn Skye traffic.
It's one of those
getting in the way.
elementals.
Someone parallel parked their air skiff, and it's causing a commotion. But anyways, so gathering resources, getting ready to head over to the plane of air as representing of this the Dwarven Kingdom. Hermitha had some very choice words with Taylor, basically saying, know your role, shut your mouth, don't get out of line, otherwise you're going to get smacked in the face. Taylor kind of reluctantly agreeing and trying to keep quiet as these meetings went on. But you all got some cool items. You got some jetpacks in case, you know, things went awry with the skiff to be able to hold you aloft. But after everything was kind of said and done, you got said skiff. Escort took you over into the skies, where you dove into a sort of funnel tornado, and with some very good rolls, did not get jettisoned in the middle of nowhere. You were able to stay on course and came out of that portal into the plane of air. Not before, though, you were visited by an air genasi. After you kind of took in the environment of the plane of air, the beautiful visage of the ever-expanding blue, the various colors of clouds hitting against silver lining sunsets, floating islands, wafting and drifting in all different directions, and big-ass sky whales, one of them holding a building on its back. An air genasi made contact with you, kind of suggesting that maybe you were lost or that maybe you need a guide, and you were a little hesitant to trust this traveler, and it turns out it was an ambush, and they were some kind of sky pirate, and they sunk their forces onto you. They had an invisible stalker, they had air elementals come out from the cloud cover and attacked your boat. But after the battle took place, you seemingly came out on top. You were able to thwart the air elementals, get rid of the invisible stalker, before several moments before the ship almost tanked as Rala's captaining the ship and almost got taken out of the driver's seat, but were able to keep it floating. And air elementals are gone, invisible stalker is gone. But this air genasi is still nearby as they tried to hide within the clouds, but I believe Clara was able to pinpoint where they had drifted off to and could see where they are. And I believe that is where we last left off.
Immediately I cast Fairy Fire.
Immediately cast various fire.
Why are you making fun of me?
I make fun of myself because I've stumbled on my own words.
Okay.
You immediately cast Fairy Fire as Skye's ship alarms are still freaking going on off in the distance.
Should we grab those jetpacks first and put them on?
I mean, I don't need them. You guys probably should.
Gosh.
You needed them in the tornado.
As she starts casting, Taylor will say, "Get those jetpacks on. We need them."
I'll wait till everybody's, if that's what everybody's doing, I'll wait till they're on.
In this small calming moment, we should probably put them on. As we should have as soon as we got on the skiff.
All right, so it's an action to put on said jetpacks. So everyone just kind of put them all on, snaps the seatbelts.
Clara casts Fairy Fire.
Okay.
I can't move, my dude.
You're falling. Get up from there.
I think I'm flying, but I'll get on the ship, and then if I need to drop flying for something else. But yeah.
Okay. All right, Tank, you should be able to control said guy now.
There we go.
Fairy fire. Oh, maybe I should get my freaking dice box. It's not like we're playing D&D or anything. All right. Deck save.
Yes,
For fairy
ma'am.
fire.
Yes, ma'am.
I said that once to a border officer. They did not like it.
Clara energy at the max.
That is a 10.
Fail. For both of them? Because there was a flying creature.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I see them. I think they're over there. And I point, and as I point, the like pink energy leaves and casts around them.
So the creature will pass, but the air genasi
Okay.
failed.
Okay, that's fine.
I make like an investigation check to see if I can see where the other elementals went to. Hiding.
Yeah, you can make a perception check. Sorry, my brain just went. Blip.
I'll assist with that if that's all right. I'll
Yeah.
just kind of join Taylor as
Yeah,
we
'cause I
scout
could do that
the
as
horizon.
well.
That's 14. But if it was investigation, it would have been like 28.
Yeah, I only got a 10, so I'm sorry, I'm not helping very much here.
What kind was it again?
Perception.
Perception,
Perception.
in which
Ooh,
I
is
did
it-
not perceive.
It's 9.
Oh.
Big numbers, Vix.
Yeah, looking around, you're looking for more air elementals, but it is impossible to determine what is cloud, what is air elemental, really. The fact that you saw them at all was kind of a miracle, that they took sort of these wispy cloud forms, but when you're fighting them, there'd be times when the cloud would kind of dissipate and it'd be hard to even tell if something was there. So looking around, it's just, you don't see any remnants of an air elemental, but you just see clouds, and at any moment, maybe that cloud will just turn into one and come at you. So you're a little on edge, but you don't see any outright right now. Clara, as you sort of put your wings together, fairy fire emits from your hands, and a little light bit of pink light starts to emit through the cloud cover. And you can see the pink light just kind of starts to like kind of move back and forth within the cloud. You don't hear anything, but you can just from the movements feel like someone going, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, just trying to like move around and not really sure what to do.
And then I'll take like quite a few steps back, so I'm hovering over the ship in case I get like hit again. But maybe I'll just actually, stay up front because I do have my roots out.
Okay.
That's everything for me.
Okay, sounds good. What's everyone else doing? Oh, I can't hear you, Lewin.
I think I'm just staying around the general area on ship, kind of maybe holding an action, just with mace in hand.
Sure.
I'll just stay put.
But it was, to like, hey, teacher. It was an action to put on the jetpack.
Oh, right.
Yeah, but you guys are out of combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whether narratively or not, Loon will just be at the ready, at the very least.
Well, if we're out of combat, then I'm gonna go and hit them with another action.
If we're out of combat,
I thought we were still
gonna be in
I thought we
combat.
were still in initiative.
Do your thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna do
Was-
that.
Yeah, kind
Was
of.
Hermitha holding the steering wheel?
So I think, yeah, Hermitha's got
Yeah.
their hands on the steering wheel,
Captain.
keeping it afloat. So you're gonna go hurl another attack.
Yes.
So we're not in
it's
combat,
forward.
and they're just like floating there.
So when you had your last encounter, you fought off the air elementals,
Right.
took care of the invisible stalker. The air genasi was riding on top of some kind of winged, clouded creature that had a breath weapon. It then dove into the cloud to hide.
I see.
And then that's when combat kind of ended, giving you a chance to flee, to do other things, because they're just like trying to get out of the space.
Clara wants blood.
But Clara
Do you
wants
wanna-
blood.
So, are you just dashing towards Clara?
Yeah, I like unless anybody stops her, she's just gonna run back forward. Like nobody hit her, so she's gonna go and hit them.
Okay. I'm Loon will at least call out as I see you dash across, and I'll yell out. I'll assumedly you're chasing after. I don't know if she's in my sight, the Ganassi.
Well, the light would be from the fairy fire.
Okay, I'll basically just yell out. Alive, Clara! Keep him alive!
Okay. Can I then change my attack to a grapple with my roots?
Yeah, if you want.
Okay.
I like that word.
I like that.
I like the grapples.
The first one is 16.
This is to hit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
16. So you reach in with your root tentacles. So they go in. Cloud just puffs up.
Can I try? Oh no, but I get advantage because fairy fire. Sorry, so let me do it again.
Oh!
No, that's worse. That's worse.
Wait.
But I have 3 more left. So I'll do
Okay.
another one in advantage. Dirty 20? No, sorry. 23.
That hits.
Hell yeah.
So you reach in. As you're flying, sort of floating over, the tentacles are kind of displayed, hovering slightly, and then 3 of them reach in. One kind of just goes wide and goes through the cloud. 2 of them grab onto something, pull out of the cloud cover, and the Air Genasi is in your sight as they go.
Like this?
Yes, I'll walk up and I'll point the end of my mace towards their neck and set the charge on at the ready, so it sparkles with some of the electric current. And I'll say to them, "All right, who sent you? Where did you come from?"
Make an intimidation check.
All right.
And I bring them closer. Like I bring them basically right in front of Lewin.
Oh hell yeah! How did I manage to miss my dice rate? It's a 20. It's a nat 20.
Let's go.
Let's start that on the campaign, man. There we go.
Shit, good shit.
God dang.
I hit the side of my dice tray, dude. Come on.
It doesn't count. Has to be in it. Screw that crit. No, I won't do that to you. Okay. So, as Clara has this Air Genasi within their grip, bring it over to Lewin. Lewin brings out the mace with electrical charge on it. Sparking and thunderous booms are kind of emitting from the spiked sphere at the end of the mace. No one sent me. Just acted alone.
You
Inside
acted
check.
alone with all those beasts, yeah. That's very
Alright.
believable. Check 'em.
Make an insight check.
19.
I'll hit her with a mind sliver before she makes this next.
Holy!
Yes!
Some of that far out influence on their side, man.
This is just you make an intelligence 17.
Intelligence 17 check. Okay.
Ah, how does that manifest? Is it just like a...
You'll see glowing runes start to go, and then one focuses in front of his face, and it just kind of a flash of light blasts into this Genasi's head.
That's a better description than I was going to use in my head. I was like, it boops it.
Boop. Hell yeah.
Okay.
Did it make it?
Oh, it did. What was the minus again?
You got to make 17 intelligence.
Yeah, it failed. But how much does it minus from the insight?
It does 5 psychic damage and takes 1d4 away from its next saving throw.
Dang.
Oh, so it's only saving throw, not ability check.
Yes.
Oh, but it was a mean move though, which they deserve. You know what? Hell yeah.
It adds to the interrogation. A mind sliver going in.
How much damage did it do?
5 psychic.
Dude,
5 psychic.
threatened them and they got hurt anyway. Frick
So
you.
as you're holding the air genasi and asking like, where are you? Are there more of you? It's like, no, I was acting alone. Taylor comes forward and just puts their head forward, and this rune kind of emits in their forehead, and a light emits. And you just see the rune get branded into their forehead as it kind of sears their skin and then drifts away. And you just see them just emit a squeal of pain, like, okay. I'm not the only one.
I look over at Taylor and she's like, oh,
Where are your
Go on
friends?
Yeah, who were they? Why did you send them? We just came here to be nice, and you just try to steal from us?
Sorry. We have to survive.
I don't give a shit. That's not how you survive.
It's how we've been surviving all this time out here.
Well, figure it out. Most people have respectable jobs.
And mine's being a sky pirate. I don't know what to tell you.
Not respectable. Just saying.
Well, we respect it greatly out here.
Who sent you?
And just kind of sinks
If
in
it-
a little bit.
I look over to Claire and I'm like, I'm trying to tell if they're just marauders, then that's fine. But if they've got something higher than that, and they've got something to do with the where we're headed, then we better figure that out.
Have you noticed weird things happening here? Like weird mind things.
Weird mind things? What are you talking about?
Like people's brains being eaten, or people being possessed by other entities, or gaining sort of powers that they didn't have before.
No?
Inside track.
Inside check.
14.
14.
They might just be quote unquote honest marauders. like bro might just be.
They might.
So you look at this air genasi, and they seem confused by the question. You're not really sure what you're referring to. Like, you're in the plane of air. There's lots of weird shit in the plane of air, as you well know. So it's not like they haven't seen weird stuff. They're just like, it's like going to a carnival and be like, have you seen the deep fried Twinkies? You're like, yeah.
Claire,
Okay,
this
okay.
this guy's either too low on the chain of command of wherever they're from, or just
That's exactly what I was thinking.
yeah.
Are your friends close by?
Make me persuasion, intimidation, whatever you want to do.
Can I help by squeezing the roots a little tighter while I'm grappling them?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough, weird, awkward cookie, this one.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Oof. So, yeah, as the vines start to squeeze harder around the waist, the ribs becoming tight, the air becoming harder to breathe, Taylor, you just kind of look at them and be like, where is your hideout? Where are you? Like, where's your base of operations? And the air genasi just kind of looks at you and looks at everyone, sees the roots getting tighter around their waist. It's not close. It's a a little bit of a ways from where the rest of the Stormlash gang hangs out, but
Stormlash gang.
it could take you there if you want. I don't know if it's gonna end well for you. Your funeral.
How did this end for you?
I don't know. We're still working that out, I think.
Ooh, I kind of like them. I don't know. I'm gonna kind of push away the flaps of their jacket just to reveal any hidden weapons, if can be.
Make an insight check. Or no, sorry, investigation check. My bad.
Will do. Hell yeah, that's an 18. -1, but 18 still. Today.
So for them,
Just anything that I can see that no like dagger shank type tactics or could be used here if I decided to get closer.
Let's just check out any nice shinies they might
too.
have.
so under their jacket, sort of off into sort of the left side and past their long coat, there's some kind of metallic device that's kind of in a bit of a holster that was stitched into the jacket, and it looks like it's folded up in its current position.
All right, now what's that? You better start talking quickly because you're not in a place of safety here. Get
Taylor
cooking.
will kind of ignite the rune on his head in a threatening manner.
There you go.
Fuck. It's a gun.
All right. This one doesn't have much information, and I kind of can I link like kind of the tip of my mace and take it back from their holster.
Yeah.
I'll do so. I'll just grab it and just look at it and investigate that just what it is.
So you go into their jacket and pull out the device.
Yeah.
You take it out and you start to unfold it, and they weren't lying. You unfold it, and it is a rifle, essentially. It's a foldable rifle that they had that has a long range shot. It has a recharge. It's a one shot sort of hit device. It takes a while for the energy to reboot. But yeah, as you kind of like unfolds behind them, it has kind of same design qualities as the dwarven weapons did.
Very nice.
You can't see like a signature of the device or anything. You can't really tell. It's not obvious at who made it, but it has similar qualities, same grooves and design features that some of the dwarven artificers had in soldiers and guards. But yeah, it unfolds, like the back kind of comes out and the nozzle comes out and it kind of retracts and goes back into its body. And has like a bit of a battery coupling on the top of it that has this like light sort of neon blue liquid that when you shake it kind of gets a bit brighter.
Oh, damn.
Has a big scope on it.
Yeah, I'll fold it back up. I'll put it in my inventory.
Fuck.
I'm sorry about that, but that's a bit too shiny for you to keep. And I'll put my arm around them, keeping an eye on their hands. Now listen, all right, I get it. You know, Skye's a big place, and you need to get work done. I figured out there's a lot of weird things up here. All you need to do is give us some information, all right? Now look at that one, and I'll point to Clara. We need to find more of that, all right? Wherever they are, we need to head, all right? And if you can guarantee us safety to the rest of them, we can all be happy, and you can head back to your very honest, mediocre Skye pirate crew. Does that sound good?
I wouldn't say they're mediocre. They're pretty, yeah, fine.
All right.
That's
yeah,
fine.
all right.
Yeah.
All right.
You want to know where more Aarakocra are?
That's what we're looking for. Yeah.
Well,
Yes, please.
They're all over the place.
Okay, specifically, I'm looking for those that might be acting as like law enforcement here. They're family, to be honest, and they, at least the last time I saw them, they were the protectors for the Wind Dukes here. I don't know if that's still their job, but yeah.
The Wind Dukes?
Yeah, give us an update. What's happened to them? What's the chain of command out here nowadays?
I mean, the Wind Dukes of Aqua long since been disbanded. They're not a thing anymore.
Disbanded. Now, what on earth happened to them?
I don't know, man. This happened a long time ago, like
All right,
years
okay.
ago. They were a group that helped stop elemental chaos at some
Right.
war at some point, some ancient protectorate. They haven't been needed for a long time.
And why is that? Who there? That leaves a hole in the hierarchy. What filled it?
And you see the Air Genasi just look down.
To the city that we were going to.
The Citadel of Ice and Steel.
But what do you mean that it happened long ago? Like, this wasn't that long that I was here, and that's what Dad still did for work. He always protected them. We never saw them, granted, but that was his job.
Your father protected the Wind Dukes?
Well, that's what I thought he did, but now I'm starting to question my history. What year is it here?
What year is it?
Yeah.
20, 45, 80.
Yo,
Now-
how did
We haven't really established a calendar in this
the
world.
world building?
No, but I am curious, does that line up with the fact that I've, in material plane time, I've been gone from here for about 3 years? Does that line
How
up?
long has it been since the Wind Dukes are in charge? Yeah.
Yeah. It lines up.
Yeah, but this doesn't line up because Dad was like the leader of the soldiers, and they protected them, and that's what our whole life was. And you're telling me that they just haven't been around for generations? What was Dad doing all that time? What were we training for?
Listen, Bird Lady, I don't know what you trained for or what you did. I just like to go home, quite frankly. I could tell you some other shit if you want.
Okay,
Useful shit.
what kind of useful shit?
I don't know. You tell me. You got
This
me.
guy
in
knows
your-
blank all, man. This
Yeah,
guy is
no, you
useless.
know-
No. That's not. It's not true at all. I know lots. I know stuff. I know lots of stuff.
What's your
think-
name, man? What's your name? You got a name? What do they call you around here?
Vera.
Vera. You're
I
freaking
think
hilarious,
Vera-
man. Okay.
I think that the djinn in the city might be very interested to get their hands on you. You know, if you thieving us, you're probably thieving from other people. And from what I know about djinn, well, they're not always the most welcoming. And I think maybe coming with a package in hand might be in our best interest. So, I think you should join us on our ship.
And I start like,
No. No, you don't do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that.
Rolla, I think it's time to go.
Rolla's gonna just flare out her wings, and why shouldn't we go there? Why shouldn't you come?
I don't want to be executed.
Oh. And why would
thought
you be
you had
executed?
a-
Do they know you?
I think you had a respectable job. People with respectable
Right, I thought-
jobs
yeah.
don't get executed.
Not by the djinn. Hollyfit.
Is that a name?
Yes. Hollyfit is the commander of their airborne fleet. And
Alright.
Hollyfit does not like it. Other air genazis. I don't know why. I don't know what we did to him or why he wants to see us destroyed. But if you bring me to that city, I ain't making it back out. I was trying to collect bounties. I was trying to collect treasures to offer the djinn as, you know, some kind of reward for safe passage, possibly. That's why we kind of do this work. To help them be satiated, because they're always collecting treasures and whatnot. kind of like an offering of goodwill to the reigning power of the plane of air.
Okay. Clara, it looks like I don't know what happened to your father. It seems that whatever power that he used to have is fallen.
I know. That's.
Um,
I mean, I kind of knew or like suspected because they hadn't heard from him for a while, but I didn't realize it'd be this bad.
so we'll need to infiltrate exactly where this fella does not want to go.
Mm-hmm.
Somehow, whether it's through safe passage or not, I don't.
Well,
This is tricky.
how, sir, ma'am, Vary, that was your name? How do they feel about Aarakocra down there? What's the sentiment?
I don't know. I don't hang out in the Citadel. Kind of just stay to my duties out in the clouds. From what I hear, it's fine and dandy.
Can I make an insight check on that?
Sure.
15.
You get the sense that, yeah, they're a sky pirate. They're alluding to the fact that the Citadel of Ice and Steel is like the predominant power in this plane. That's kind of like you don't really know what that means necessarily. But they're not one to like want to hang out there. So you get a sense of like their loose knowledge. They're like, they haven't heard of Aarakocra not being welcome, but they're also not the like expert.
Fair. Okay. So obviously we don't want you to die. I mean, that's not great. So what do you have that you can pass along to us for safe passage and offering to the Jinn as we need to go down there? I'm sure you have something stashed away.
I mean, it was gonna be to sell your shit.
It was going to be us, yeah.
And this boat. You could give them your boat or your shit
Where's
willingly.
your boat? Where's your boat?
I don't need one.
It flew away.
Kinda, yeah. You scared it off.
Guy's
Okay.
hilarious. This guy's hilarious.
This guy's annoying.
This is hilarious.
Okay,
This-
well,
Rala's
Jesus.
gonna walk up to him and get like a little bit closer and like kind of self-reflection, kind of look at him and just kind of like we know each other. And she's just gonna tuck her arms behind her back and Sky Pirate to Sky Pirate. You must have a map. You must have something that can direct us to a safer place, direct us to somewhere with treasures. You must have information, or you're a pretty shitty Sky Pirate.
That's my vote. That one.
Hell yeah.
Make persuasion or intimidation.
Can I be helping by continuing to squeeze with the...
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy's just an honest pirate, man. He's low on the chain of command. He probably just joined this crew like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, probably. It's like, this is a good idea.
Damn, Bayer, I'm sorry, bro.
That's a 17. If it fails, I'm gonna re-roll it with my Draconic Intimidation.
Hell yes.
And I'll just flare my wings around him.
So as you kind of do that, you say that, you lean in, the vines continuing to grip and constrict, and you've got like a bit of flame that kind of comes out the wisps of your eyes, and smoke kind of emits a dark coloration amongst the cloud cover that you're currently in. And just kind of looks at you and kind of realize the situation that they're in. It's like either get fed to the Jinn down below or get fed to you up here. Well, there's various places that you could take safe haven. I mean, there's lots of floating islands around the endless blue. Not all are occupied. as far as I know, that could be a way to pick a place to sleep for the night or just hang out until you find a better route. Places with treasures? If we knew, we'd probably be there and not aimlessly picking out tourists.
Right. That makes sense.
Honestly, I think this guy's just a shitty pirate. Sorry, you were gonna say?
You keep saying I'm a shitty pirate?
No, you keep saying that.
What?
You said that.
Oh god, I'm gonna die and a bunch of idiots.
Okay, do we kill this guy or do we just kick him off our
No,
boat?
I think it's...
No. Look, before this all went down, there was a giant... He's trying to, like, use what arms he has with movement left to, like point over in the sky. There's a giant... Saw the giant sky whales, right? Yeah? Before
All right.
our meeting went down. There's a casino on the back of one of those wheels. You go there and clean up. You go there, play games, gain some coin, and I can give you some sway around town. Or you could rob a vault. That's what we've tried to do unsuccessfully, but like, you could try it. Fuck, you might have better luck. Seem to have luck on your side right now.
Do we need anything else out of this guy?
No, I think we could let him go. It's fine.
I'll walk up to him very nonchalantly and I'll attempt to just knock him out with the butt of my mace.
Ah, come on! All right.
Do I need to make an attack roll for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can violently, like, straddle the guy and just strangle him, but I'm, like, doing him the favor of just bonking him. Like, I mean...
So violent.
Clara, you tied him up, right?
He's like
Tied
in
up.
my roots.
If we can just secure him on the boat, and I'm gonna just let him sit there for a while. We might need him. I'm gonna let him sit around. I'll keep an eye on him. I think we have a bit of discussion we need to make, though, but let's leave his ears out of the equation first. So I'll attempt to knock him out.
Okay. Thing, you could keep beating
Until
them
the hit points are down.
until the hit points are down, or we can try to do, like, yeah, make an attack roll. Let's just do that first.
So we have the direction of the casino already, right? Of general direction.
Yeah.
Do we need more information? I can
I think
ask
we're pretty
for
good.
specifics. All right. Okay.
I think we're pretty good.
He's
I'll-
gonna
We kind of
turn
saw
us-
that casino coming in, right? Like there was a whale with like some sort of
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
there was a whale with like a town on its back,
Yeah.
and it was
Oh, that's so cool.
sort of slowly drifting away. And even now, you can kind of still see it like way off in the distance, still like floating down.
Yeah.
Whale Vegas.
Las Vegas. Okay. Yeah, I'll knock him unconscious, man. I love this guy. He's hilarious. I'm gonna knock him out. He's
Okay.
still on the boat. So just an attack roll.
Yeah.
I'll just non-charged, no electric damage needed. I'll just. That's a 23.
Oh, that hits.
So I bonk him. Do I need to roll damage as well until hit points go down, or?
Yeah, just for the sake of brevity, we'll just say that with that big of a hit, you go up to him with the butt of your mace, and Varys goes, "Ah, son of a..."
Cool.
Nice.
Head goes limp.
I'll take
All
my
right.
rope
Yeah.
and start tying him up to, I don't know, like maybe underneath the mast or something like that.
Perfect.
You know,
Perfect.
pirate prisoner style. Prisoner
Hermitha
style.
will hit him with a spare the dying and be like, "Oh, Lou Wayne, was that really necessary?"
Listen, you've been through a lot, Hermitha. I'm gonna let you sit in the back seat. If I get too rudimentary, you can tell me, but let me take the wheel a little bit here, all right? You sit back. You've been through a lot.
Such a dirty pirate.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. I'm gonna let him sit there. I'm gonna let him sit there, and I'm gonna look to the party. All right, so we could head to the casino, and that would be a good place to probably grab any further information we need. But let's put what before us what we do know. Whatever contacts or connections that you had, Claire, they seem to be at the very least halfway faded right now, just because it looks like a lot of things have shifted. We don't know what it would be like to talk to the Jinn. I'm assuming from everybody's implications that would not go down very well.
Well, it's kind of 50-50. Like, they sort of just decide if they like you. And there's not much besides the treasure that you can really do to sway them, and even sometimes then not much. We do also know that, at least according to this person, there's no sign of any sort of infiltration here yet.
Yeah. All right. So if our whole goal is to get an alliance between, something that can help the rest of the realm's defense against the far ones, it seems like I don't know. I mean, we'll have to find wherever the remnants of the old kingdom is, and a lot of that seems to be dusted under the table. So it's kind of whatever call we make.
I mean, I think our best bet now would be to go get some money.
Okay.
Because
All right.
Torben,
And I look specifically very pointedly at Taylor.
has all of our stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe we
that's
go
true.
and do that, and then we talk to the Jinn, and maybe we can also form an alliance with them. And
Jinn.
speaking of alliances, Taylor, was there any mention, with Loki or anything that you saw or heard while being inhabited by Loki about sort of plans for this area? Like, do you have more information?
Shall I make a check to see? To search the mind
You're muted.
palace?
Kev, you're muted.
Mind
Sorry.
bank.
So you're saying if Taylor has been to the plane of air before?
Or knows
not
of Loki's
here or
plans?
knows-
Yeah, of the plane of air.
Yeah.
Make me a history check.
History.
19.
Okay. Now make me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, fantastic. $18.
18.
So historical.
Okay.
Wizards are proficient in wisdom saving throws.
Hell yeah.
Luckily,
So,
depending.
as Clara asked this of Taylor, the boat still sort of floating amongst the clouds as you're tying up this air genasi. Taylor, you kind of take a second and you kind of try to go inward a little bit. Put two hands on the railing of the skiff and just kind of look out amongst the clouds. Kind of close your eyes for a minute. And you're suddenly kind of in your own POV. These flashes of memory come to you, streaked with green and pink sharpening light. It kind of hurts you a little bit. You start to get these little splitting migraines as you kind of wince a little bit, and you realize that there's some kind of block happening. Loki's brand on you is still sort of present, although every day it's getting less and less powerful. But some sort of psychic link was put in place to stop you from delving deeper as to what the two of you have done together. As you kind of take a moment to concentrate once more, these flashes start to piece themselves together a little bit. You see sort of a POV of your vision of your feet hitting stone and cloud as you look up and see the tops of the buildings of the citadel of ice and steel. A Jinn on your side as an escort pointing out to certain buildings and giving you a bit of a tour of the entire city. Noticing that all the buildings around the Citadel of Ice and Steel, there are no stairs, there are no balconies. Everything is made in this pristine design, that literal ice of arcane power molded in to these structures of sandstone and steel. Some of the metal feel liquid in their own right. The sort of ground in which the city is atop of is this sort of smooth oval structure that has just been sanded down from generation after generation, thousands and thousands of years of winds whipping past this area. You find your feet kind of having a hard time even becoming stable. The wind kind of picks up as you flash forward into going through the main citadel of the city to where the ruler of Ice and Steel resides. And you can feel your hands kind of touching the stone, sanded stone door as rivers of ice and water kind of flow through, and the vision kind of stops.
I have been here before.
Oh no. As you or as Loki?
As Loki's pet. And I was welcome in the city of Wind and Steel. Is that what it's called?
Ice and Steel.
Ice and Steel.
I, on a
was-
different episode, said Wind and Steel. I said other things. But yes, it's Ice and Steel.
I was
Ice
a
and
welcome guest in the city of Ice and Steel. The Jinn, friendly, showing me around as an emissary of Loki.
Oh shoot!
Goo 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 goo.
So
I
we're
mean, we
walking
still-
into enemy territory.
Yeah, but we have to go talk to them. Like that's our only avenue right now. But definitely should come with lots of offerings, I think.
And he still has his hooks in me, because that was painful to access.
Like he could come back, or just like it there's scars. What how much hooks?
Fresh scars that, if too tampered with, could be bad, could be good. It didn't feel nice accessing those memories. He's put in some locks that may take some effort to unlock, or it may unlock a bad thing. So
Cool. So a nice stable wizard. That is, yep, super stable. That is great. So glad we brought you.
Yeah, but also the thing is, we don't know how quick word has spread from the dwarvish realm in this one. They might not even know that Taylor, right, is Taylor. So that could be the key to all of this.
that is
I'm
my
just saying.
thought.
Ask
Oh
her.
my god, I
If-
didn't even
if-
think about that.
If Taylor is still under the appearances as an emissary to the Jinn, that he, as much as it pains me to say it, might just be the key to all of this. Which
So
is
do we even-
very Torben of Torben to do.
Do we even need to go gamble then? Like, if you're seen as like this big like ambassador emissary, they are probably would they expect anything from you? I don't know. Maybe we just go.
But
It
if
would.
they do
Yeah.
know, if
Right,
word
it's a
did
risk.
travel, then
Yeah.
Loki knows exactly where we are.
It's a gamble in itself. Either way, we're playing with cards that we are not entirely in control of either way. So it looks like it's a risk between a risk. We can try to gain enough money to pay our way in, or we can hope that Taylor is enough of a voice in the system still that we can waltz in undetected and not even worry about angering them with not enough of a payment, or the wrong payment, or if gold is even going to make them happy. You know, anything could set them off, is what it sounds like. They're temperamental. They're whatever. So I don't know.
Typically, like Shiny is pretty reliable as long as it shines.
Okay.
Taylor,
Well-
what do you think based on sort of like the feeling that you had?
Yeah, can you keep it
The
under
vibe.
under the locks? If we do enter that place, will it re-spark anything?
Chances are it will.
Mm.
If Loki has his threads in deep and will not relinquish complete control so easily, I don't think.
There's so many roads we can take here. There's not a lot of time, but if we had all the time in the world, I would just like to sit and secure your mind if we could, whether it be through a temple or a meditative means. I don't know how far we could get past, but I don't know. I don't know how much time we have.
I know that I can do certain things to get a gauge of what outcomes may be as I peer into the weave and look at the connections and the threads within. So I could ritually cast divination.
Okay. I have kind of an idea. All right. What if we somehow reached back before Loki, right? Because if there is some kind of Asgardian outpost out here, right? Or something that would connect you back to who you actually are, that might give us enough security to enter that place and not have to worry about you losing it. I don't know if that is a stable idea at all, but it's worth a shot if that's something that you think is something to shoot for. Do we know of any Asgardian influence in the air plane? I don't know.
So for Taylor, the Asgardian outposts, there are a few of them sort of spread throughout the known realms, cosmos, things like that. There isn't a known Asgardian outpost in the plane of air. The plane of air, it's a fickle land. They have not needed outside support for a very long time. They've had their own formidable forces out here. The Wind Dukes of Aqua. Those of you guys probably wouldn't know too much about the impact that this organization has made. Taylor, you would have heard certain things through Asgardian lore as the Asgardian people may have crossed paths from time to time. Clara certainly knows a lot of their impact on the world. Like the Wind Dukes of Aqua were like, there's only a few groups in the known realms that were like that first shield that protects the rest of the multiverse from evil. And the Wind Dukes helped in this tale of elemental chaos and destruction in this elemental war, that they were a big part in like defending the rest of the multiverse from and pushed it back. They have these storied tales of defeating and eliminating Prince of Demons before the Demigorgon took its place. These are tales sung in songs that you might have heard here and there. More fiction for Asgardian and for those who had the privilege or the likelihood of being a part of its ranks. So they wouldn't need Asgardian protection per se, but there are temples and abandoned ruins that have connection points to the gods of old, because the plane of air, along with the other sort of elemental planes, are ancient in creation.
So I think before because when we go to the Jinn, we know that we can assume they're aligned with Loki.
Yeah.
if we just go in there, they're not going to switch sides without payment or promise, or we can dismantle Loki support structure by taking them out somehow. But I do think we will need all the help we can get for that
Right.
type of endeavor. So
Agreed.
you will see Taylor kind of sit on the deck of the ship and reach into his runic bag, and he will start to, as they start floating around him, he will cast divination and reach out to the forces that be, that if there is still Wind Dukes alive and well.
Okay.
Holy.
Because we need them more than we need to convince the Jinn.
Right. I wouldn't trust the Jin to switch sides more. If we could just find the remnants of the Wind Dukes themselves, I feel like that would be enough of a pull.
And then
Man,
dismantle
they're
Loki
so
trenches.
badass.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, they could like probably single-handedly kill Loki. Well, maybe not. He's pretty ancient too. But like the stories we were told growing up about what they can do, honestly, it's everything I aspired to be.
And as embellished as legends and stories can be, as passed through the generations, there is always rooted in truth.
Amen. All right. I'll just out of reverence for what's happening, Lewin's going to almost sit in the back as well, almost just out of respect for Taylor kind of becoming in tune with, divination itself. I'll almost sit cross-legged, just in participation.
Okay.
Can we consider this a short rest given all the conversation that's happened and now divination being 10 minutes and all of that? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
for
gonna roll
sure.
some hit dice. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So, as this decision has been made, Taylor, who is very talented in the arcane ways, suggests divination, hoping to reach out to the gods that they have recently forsaken in their union with the trickster god. Taylor, you begin to place down various effigies, stones with runes carved into them. Sit down cross-legged as Lewin kind of assists you in creating a spiritual environment to which you are the conduit of. What does this ritual look like for you? Is there a particular order of events that happens, or do you just kind of lay down these stones, sit down, and begin the process?
He would sit down and start chanting in Old Norse, and as the runes start to flow around, they will gather in front of him and then just drop. And as they fall, they will display the message from the gods that is inquired.
Okay. So looking for a message, some sort of omen, some sort of quote, something to point you in the right direction. Okay.
Towards the Wind Dukes, they're alive and well.
As you start this ritual, sit cross-legged, and you begin to gather your stones. Kind of sit cross-legged and you close your eyes. The wind kind of whipping past your ears as you're trying to tap into this tranquility that can just silence everyone else. Hoping to connect with the gods of old once more, a connection that has been ripped away from you forcibly. Hoping that they will answer, hoping that you haven't insulted them enough that they have abandoned you. You kind of grab into a pouch that's tied to your belt, the runic stones within. And you ask this question. An offer of reconnection. Where are the Wind Dukes? Are they still here? Are they still around? How do we find them? Place down the rocks as they tumble in slow motion. Each rune representing a letter. You didn't look to see how many runes you picked up, how many stones you had on you. And memories start to pass through you. Almost like the gods are punishing you for the actions that have taken place. Almost like a price that you have to pay for coming back into their arms. As the silence starts to break in crackling flame, in fire, in bodies burned, in towns brought down to a cinder of neon green and smoke. That pain starts to seep in. And a whisper comes into your head. Forgive. Let go. The last stone drops onto the hull of the ship. Repent. And you kind of hear one last sort of scream that echoes as you kind of wake up. And the runes that are laid down before you within the circle spell a word. Erased.
It said erased. Like gone. I am sorry. The message that I got is the Wind Dukes are no more. And I have a lot I need to pay for.
Did it say what happened?
It just said erased.
Well, okay. Maybe that means that Dad's okay though, cause like he was just their protector, and that doesn't mean that Dad's gone, and then like maybe he's fine, and
These messages sometimes don't always tell us what we want to hear or interpret in a way that we need to know. It could be that the record of them is erased and gone, and they could be dormant.
I like that. I like that. That's a good idea. I can live with that. That doesn't really help us now, though. I mean, if there's no records of them, there's no way we can find them. I mean, maybe we have to ask the Jinn what happened. Maybe they'll know. How confident do you feel in your abilities to act like Loki?
We can play the part. Me and Loki, we weren't one. We were separate, but of one mind. And the trickster god is devious and clever. But I'm clever too.
Maybe that's our plan then. I mean, either way, it's a risk. You know, we might go gambling and not win anything. So maybe we just gamble with your life instead. I don't know.
You can play with. The funny thing with houses of playing the odds is generally they're also houses of information. People like to talk. Sometimes too much.
True. Well, maybe let's head there then. And I mean, I don't have much to lose right now. I got about 17 whole gold, so
Yeah.
I can't be much worse off.
I got a good 15 in my
Oh,
pouch.
yes, nice.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Hermitha
Alright.
to the casino.
We'll head to the
Rala
well.
will take the wheel.
Good plan. Good plan.
Okay. So with the knocked out gang member of the Stormlash on the mast, I think you said, tied to the mast.
Yeah.
Hermitha driving the boat. Rala slowly takes over. And you begin to sail off towards one of the Skye whales. As the citadel of ice and steel becomes smaller and smaller the farther you drift away in its oval shape. Various clouds wisp past you as the back of the whale starts to become fairly large. Doesn't take you too much.
As we're traveling, before we get there, can I spend the time ritually casting Myconide rapport between all of us so that we can communicate telepathically while we're in the casino?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. And I think I have to do that at, let me just check. I have to do it at second level to get all of us. So I will be doing that.
Okay. So. As you slowly make your way towards the back end of this massive Skye whale, two fins on either side, long, large shape, kind of like a blue whale sort of description. There's various veins and colorations that kind of flicker and brighten the closer you get to it. These very dark navy blue scales that are lightened with sky blue and grays that kind of swift through its body, ever changing and morphing almost like an ink blot page. The gills on its side just enveloping various cloud cover to keep it aloft. And almost this gravitational hum comes from its underbelly that glides on the clouds and winds like skates on ice. See various buildings that come into view of marketplaces and outlandish hotels, and on the center of it all, very lavish casino structure. Some balconies can be seen overhead. Various denizens walking to and fro from various marketplaces and buildings. All different types as well. You see a couple Aarakocra, you see a couple Jinn, but you start to see familiar humanoids and heritages of various ancestries and races. Kind of a hodgepodge of all kinds of creatures from various realms. As you start to descend your sky ship, there seems to be a couple landing pads. There's a few different guards lounging around. They're kind of keeping watch on certain things, but you don't have anyone come to you and ask for a permit or anything or payment. It seems like everyone's just welcoming you as you land. You're clearly here probably to spend money. So they just kind of greet you, welcome you, and their armor isn't big and bulky like you've seen from some of the other factions. They have immaculately dressed outfits in main purple with sort of gold outlining. And they have these like long silk robes. A couple of them have sort of helmets and various spears and scimitars that go along these sashed belts that hold a couple daggers in each end. But they're more of the Air Genasi variety. A couple Jinn thrown in there as well. A couple Cloud Giants that you're noticing that are kind of look like lead captains. Just, again, a very colorful band of probably mercenaries, probably guards of other factions that have been conscripted into the casino's hire. As the sky ship lands down landing pad, a Cloud Giant, 12 feet tall, brimming with muscles and various flashy attire. Female Cloud Giant comes over to you, bald head, various tattoos that goes up their neck and up their face, wearing this sort of gilded purple and gold filigreed robe. All right, welcome, my friends, to the Fortune's Wheel. If you need any escort, we'll be happy to provide them for you. Make yourself known to the reception. If you require rooms are available all night long. Will that one be needing tending to? And points to the knocked out Air Genasi on the mast.
Nope, they're all good. They just needed a timeout.
All
Lost a bit.
Perfectly fine. We all kind of imbibe a little too much around here. Not making any judgments whatsoever. Will they need someplace to rest for the night? We can take care of them while you go and enjoy yourself with libations and gamble your gold away.
I mean, they don't need anything fancy, but like a pigsty would be fine. Or, some sort of animal place.
Did he have any did they have any kind of clan logo or crew insignia on their jacket as well?
Not on their jacket, but they had a tattoo on the back of their neck.
Is this pretty recognizable as the crew's insignia, as what it sounds? Is it easily assumed to be so?
Probably, yeah. It's kind of like it's covered by their long coat and the lapel underneath, so they'd have to like pull it down to see.
I'll go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and kind of just take the shoulder off the cloak, and I'll wave over to one of the guards. Should anyone with this sign come up and pick this one up, let them take them. We have no need of this one anymore. Does that sound good to the rest of us? And I'll look towards the party. Just
Fine by me.
All right.
You see the Cloud Giant kind of look down. You show them the branded tattoo. Stormlash gang.
Trouble, I'm assuming.
Nothing we haven't handled before, sir.
Oh, you can handle them all you want. You can handle them. Go for it.
All yours then. Should any of their like or kin find them, do as you wish, do as they wish.
We know exactly what to do with them.
Oh no, wait.
Storm Giant just grabs them by the head, the top of the head, and just lifts them up as their body just kind of dangles limply. And just holds it up and just says, "Enjoy your stay. Someone else will escort you. I have to deal with this trash."
I guess he deserves
just
it.
a bag of hot air anyway.
Yeah, and you see them, the Storm Cloud Giant, lift up them by their head as the body's kind of ragdolled. And then you can kind of see the body kind of come alive a little bit, like they're waking up to be knocked out. and you just see this from their back, like as they're walking with their backs towards you or away from you. The Varys starts to wake up, and you see them like their arms kind of wiggle, and you see them like touch their head and notice the big hand on it, and the storm giant just goes by like a girder, like someone like holding up some of the various docks of the ships, and just goes and just knocks them out, just smacks their head against the girder, and they just they just go limp again, and they just
dude,
keep going
she's
forward.
kind of hot, man. Damn, that's so cool. All right, that's awesome. Holy crap. Well, that problem's taken care of. You'll be all right, I'm sure. Beautiful. All right, so I'm assuming then and Claire will come back, but I'm assuming we're just gonna head into the hub of information, as we could call it. Just keeping at the ready, eyes alert, but keeping kind of filtering out for any recognizable symbols or insignias of the past realms we visited.
And if I recognize anyone
Yes.
from past adventures, exploits.
So leaving your ship, as various ropes are kind of latched into metal hooks and fasteners, you look up and there's various decks and landing pads that are kind of orchestrated to go up certain levels. Various ships, and some are skiffs, some are spelljammer ships that Rala, you've definitely seen before. Why are you looking at me like that?
No!
That you've seen on your travels from time to time. You just kind of notice that there are some spelljammer ships amongst the decks. It's up to you if you want to give it a closer look or not, but it's just something that you just notice.
I'm gonna look for a parking spot and try not to look at them.
You want to see what other ships are around?
If there's somewhere we can park that isn't near those ship, I'm gonna look for somewhere that we can put our ship.
Yeah, so those ones aren't near yours. Like you just kind of notice.
We're already
that,
parked. Yeah.
Yeah, so like
we're just walking past now.
yeah. So when the ship kind of landed at the bottom level.
Okay.
Like you're landlocked with your ship.
Okay.
As you kind of floated in, you noticed that there were these various platforms that were kind of sprouting, almost like various lily pads, like when hard mushroom tops grow out of trees, these various levels that kind of burden out. And the environment's very lavish too, kind of like when you enter a resort in Vegas, like you go through the desert and all of a sudden you're in this sweltering oasis with palm trees and lagoons and vibrant greenery. That's kind of the same vibe here. Once you've landed the back of the whale ship, there's this kind of humanoid-made grotto that kind of surrounds the Fortune's Wheel. And there's palm trees, there's various flowers of all different shapes and sizes and types from all the planes all over the place. Grottos kind of filling empty plains and spaces around you as before, because this is kind of the central location on the back of the whale as well. So all the markets and shops that kind of like spread out, but this is the center. And the platforms kind of peter out from these metallic structures that are kind of built around and off of the casino walls. And as you kind of look over the corner of your eye, there's a couple spelljammer ships like several stalls away from you. But they do look like spelljammer ships.
Can I take like a little peek and see if I recognize anything on them that might let me know?
Yeah, so you can do an investigation check if you like.
I don't like, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
I'll stay close.
Yeah, that's a 7.
7. Yeah, so the platforms kind of curve around the structure as well. So it's not like there's just like 15 or so on this wall. Like the whole casino is a very big sprawling location. So you see them kind of platforms kind of erect themselves off from the wall, and then you see some more go around the side of the building. You kind of look over there, you're kind of like, oh, spelljammer ships, and then you kind of have this thought of like, oh fuck. But you're already kind of being put into walking towards the entrance, It's up to you if you want to say anything. This could all just be kind of on the inside of your anxiety kind of welling up.
Yeah, she'll keep walking. She won't say anything.
Yeah, if any information you can take away from that observation is that maybe before you just thought, oh, locals come to this casino. Maybe some people come from the Dwarven City once in a while. And as soon as you clock some of those Spelljammer ships, they're kind of skiffs of their own. They're not like massive ships, but there are some that are fairly big as well. But they have a certain make and model type that you're like, oh fuck, do people from the Astral Sea visit here too?
Yeah. Are we near any people yet as well?
So you're kind of surrounded by various people kind of coming and going.
Okay.
So there's people you're kind of joining a main walkway where the other boat platforms kind of intersect. And you're just seeing various people like excitedly shaking their hands, getting ready for the evening to come as the sun's starting to get into like late afternoon, walking up to the entrance.
Is there like a kind of general attire? Like, would she kind of be able to see any similarities between what people are wearing to change her cloak to match?
Yeah,
That's a good idea.
So there is a color scheme kind of going on here in the main sort of purple, dripped with silvers and golds, and as you kind of go forward a little bit, it's kind of like when you go to a resort and someone gives you like the branded robe. Like you're kind of seeing that. They kind of match what the guards were wearing, their sort of silk robe attire that went over certain armaments and things like that. But the coloration is mainly purple with some lighter colors that adorn it. But you're also seeing like bright oranges, bright purples, deep blues, that kind of thing. But yeah, the main coloration would be like kind of this deep purple and these swirling designs of silver and gold and red that kind of intertwine amongst the various parts of the robe.
Cool. So yeah, she'll change her cloak, and try to like kind of fit into the attire of what everyone is kind of looking like. She'll probably just have like a blouse, but she'll stay purple.
Yeah, so you kind of put the cloak kind of attaches into your back and you kind of flap it a couple times and the coloration just kind of changes like a chameleon skin to kind of match the design of the locals going in. Okay. Anyone else before we enter in? Okay. So, as you start to join the walkway and see all types of manner of creatures coming in, dragonborn, tiefling, goblin, gnome, human, a deva or two, you're seeing just all kinds of people coming inside here, leaving and entering. And as you stand before the giant marquee of this casino, it reads on the front entrance, Fortune's Wheel, in a dazzling font. You see fashionably dressed locals laugh arm in arm as they push through the casino's polished gold revolving door to the gambling hall within. And as you enter in this first sort of open room, there is a gold statue of what seems to be a humanoid fox-like creature that's elegantly dressed in this long gown. It's a solid gold statue with sort of plumage backing that kind of frays like a peacock's feather. Their arms outstretched like this, and gold pieces just keep like ever flowing into a pond below. The gold just keeps coming out of nowhere and just keeps flowing down. This front entrance area has various carpet that is a kind of a deep purple and red with, again, designs that are kind of akin to whatever it's around. Like around the gold statue, there's like a circular design of like bright yellows and golds that kind of circle it, as the pathways kind of go to different gambling tables and various rooms and slot machines. You can see these kind of straightforward paths that kind of mirror the various walkways that take you to certain places. You can see that there is a stage off into the opposite side of where you are, where a show is taking place of these tiefling dancers that are in these elegant gowns. doing a bit of a ballet dance together with an orchestra in front of them, as there's just people in various rows watching and sipping on their various cocktails. Servers kind of walk down various aisleways and hallways, serving drinks and refurbishments to the guests. Very lively. Everyone's laughing, having a great time. As you kind of go through this gold revolving door, you kind of see the receptionist over to your left. If you have any questions, but other than that, Crystal Vanguard, what would you like to do?
Can I make a quick perception check? Twofold, if I may. One, to see if there's any Aarakocra around. And two, if I can, without asking and immediately pointing us out as outsiders, see what kind of coin they're exchanging, like whether our common gold will be accepted.
Mm-hmm.
Good call.
Yeah, you can make perception, investigation.
Why am I rolling two? Unless you want to give me advantage. Do you want to give me advantage?
I mean, someone could help you if you tell them what you're looking for.
Hey, Louie, help me look.
What are we looking for? Hold on.
Well, I just want to see what kind of gold there is, and if we see any Aarakocra.
Oh, good call.
Much better.
All right.
28.
Did you? You don't even need my help.
I'll take it.
I got a 17, so...
There are certain walls that have glass with a slot door where you see guests bringing currency and exchanging it for the in-house currency. Various creatures giving, whatever their local currency is, and it's being exchanged for tokens. They look like gambling chips. They're made of solid metal. They have like a little razor leaf insignia on both sides. Golden hued token with stylized razor vines on them.
And the second part of that was, is there any Aarakocras in the room?
Yes. So there are a couple Aarakocras walking around. One looks more of like a hawk. Ooh. And the other one looks more like an eagle.
Whoa.
Sort of the hawk has kind of like brown tones to their feathers. Some are highlighted, some are dark. And then the other one that has more of the eagle coloration, the white head, yellow beak, dark blacks and browns in their wingspan.
Do any of them look familiar to me? I know it's a long shot.
These ones, no.
Okay. And then the last question is, does that razor vine symbol on the coin mean anything to me?
The razor?
On the coins or on the tokens.
Make me a history check.
I'm loving this. This is so cool.
Ugh, 10?
10. In your time in the plane of air, I would think that gambling, probably not one of your pastimes. The razor leaf, looks kind of familiar, like it might have been an insignia of some kind, maybe like a house flag kind of deal. But it was so long ago, it's kind of hard to tell.
So I turned to the group. I said, it might be in our best interest to get some of those coins. They kind of look familiar, but I don't really remember. But maybe, we can find out who runs this place. I mean, Taylor, you said that these places are usually information. I don't know much about them, but maybe you want to lead us on our... I don't know what to do.
Yeah, aren't you like 3 weeks old, Feathers?
Hey, I'm 4.5 years, thank you very much.
Okay.
And I have earned every one of them.
You sure have.
Freaking love
I hate him.
I freaking love him.
He will go and exchange some gold for some tokens.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So, how many tokens would you like to exchange?
He has 125 gold, so he will exchange all
was
his
gonna
money.
Loki had him on a
Coins in the
freaking
pocket.
like commission, dude. Yeah,
Loki pays good.
That's literally the starting character gold you come out of.
that's why. Oh, Torben really had
He
him
pulls
all
out the
on gold.
Loki
Has
credit
money?
card. No,
Wire transfer. Yeah.
Okay, so as you go over to the exchange booth, basically, you see that it's sort of managed by a Candian, which is kind of a devilish fiend sort of creature. It's a humanoid with red skin, long, slick black hair, with a ponytail, little horns that come out from the front, this wingspan that's fairly large.
So you're telling us that Raphael is the till keeper at this
or an
casino?
agent of
No
Raphael.
complaints.
Or
No
an agent.
complaints.
None of us are good.
Lies,
No
all
complaints.
lies. And they're wearing a nice white suit with a black shirt underneath. Bit of jewelry and bracelets kind of hanging down from the wrists, some gaudy rings on their finger. Just come up to you, Taylor, as you give them 120 gold pieces. And-
I'm using this to gauge, but I'll use my invisible mage hand to like pass him the gold and see what his reaction is.
So the mage hand, you try to take it through the sort of slot through the thick glass window. Pile of gold in your hand. The mage hand goes through and dissipates, and the gold just falls all over the table.
It was in a pouch. It was in a little pouch.
In the pouch.
Yeah.
The Cambion just kind of uses their elongated fingers with sharp black nails and snatches it back up. First time.
Yeah, I don't make it this way that often.
Haven't seen an Asgardian around these parts in quite some time.
Yeah. Well, I'll take whatever 125 gold pieces will get me. Well, hello. It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
I like your
Okay.
jewelry. It's quite shiny.
Oh, thank you.
Suit really complements your figure.
Stop. You. I'm gonna
Do you
keep
file
my-
your horns? Like, does that look nice? Or are they just like that?
You know what? They're just naturally like this. I just, I
Incredible.
tell me that I sharpen them all the time, but it's fine. Look, make me a charisma check at advantage.
Loki possession
wizard.
Riz. New subclass unlocked.
Are you sure you
okay.
don't have like levels in Warlock? Like,
16.
I'm sure he'd like to have
16.
be your patron. Sorry? What?
Lewin!
I Lou didn't say it.
So, as the Cambion, you kind of flirt with the Cambion a little bit, and he takes your gold and kind of puts it down into one of the drawers, takes out the appropriate amount of razor leaf tokens, which you notice is a lot lighter than your gold. And he just kind of looks at you and looks down the pouch. He's like, look, normally a razor leaf token is worth about 10 gold each. I know you probably didn't know that. It's kind of not really supposed to inform people, but it's your first time, and I want to make sure you have a good time. So, kind of reaches
How
back
kind of
down
you.
and puts more razor leaf tokens in there. So you would have gotten math.
12.
12. 12
Yeah.
and a half.
You would have gotten 12, but they gave you 20.
Dang. Hell yeah.
Oh, wife. Thank you. And
These are beautiful.
yeah, and like, what games do you recommend? It's my first time here. What would you say I play? Like, what has the best odds, you could say?
Oh, well, it kind of.
I like to think. I like to see patterns and yeah.
You like to see patterns.
Yeah. figure things out, like puzzles.
Oh, I see. Well, you can't go wrong with slot machines. They're fun to look at, and have a little bit of personality of their own. So they're very, very nice. You could also, there's various table games like Dead Hands Dice. The bounty game is pretty fun. Dealer's Roll. There's also a big ticket prize.
Oh, very cool.
What's the price?
Yeah, what is the big ticket prize? That piqued my interest.
It kind of depends on what they kind of choose for the day. I don't really get into the details. It kind of changes from time to time. You could take a spin on the Fortune's Wheel. That's also a fun gamble as well.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for things with patterns, you could... Dead Man's Dice is pretty fun. But honestly, they're all a good time.
Yeah. I like dice games. It's familiar. We have some dice games back in Asgard. You should try it sometime. It would be really fun.
Maybe you could teach me.
Maybe I could.
I get off in 5 hours.
5 hours. Did you just get on?
I've been working for a couple hours. I can take a night off.
Oh, very good. Very good. Well, it's been... What's your name?
We're not really supposed to tell our names to the guests. It's kind of company policy.
Okay.
Straya.
Straya. Oh my goodness, that is beautiful. I am Taylor Freudlig.
Taylor?
Yeah, very nice to meet you. Well, I might be back and exchange this for gold later, or let's see what the 5 hours comes and goes.
I hope
We
so.
can see what happens. All right. I'm going to go join my crew and see how much money we can lose.
I feel like Taylor just turns back to see all three of us like,
As Taylor walks away, can Clara come out to the window with 10 whole gold?
Yeah, hi, what do you want?
Okay. Rude. I'm sorry. I just wanted.
that little feathers is with me too, so
Oh,
yeah.
oh, hi.
voice
Hi.
Hey guys, why don't you just give me your gold and I'll just exchange it?
Well,
It's the
well,
easiest.
No,
Or-
but I just want to. I'm curious about the gold. It's just so
Okay.
pretty, and the tokens are so pretty. And like, I was just wondering, like, who makes it for you, and like, where does it come from, and what's this symbol? And I just maybe just thought I could get one as like a souvenir. And like, here's 10 gold for you.
Just for me?
What to get a token?
Oh.
Not
Hey, Gal.
impressed.
But like, where does it come from though? Like, it's so pretty. It's almost as pretty as you are, and I'm okay.
Oh, they have a type. They have a
Okay.
type.
No, but I'm just so curious, like, who makes them, what the
Clara,
symbol
Clara,
is
come-
for.
come-
Okay.
She's like,
Thank you for taking care of my friend.
It's so fun.
Clara, those type of questions are usually like the third or the fourth time you come back to exchange gold.
Okay, fine.
Or I
Fine,
can
fine,
just
fine,
look
fine,
at it
fine,
and investigate and maybe get a clue,
that would work.
which I will do.
Okay.
she didn't give
So
me a
good.
deal by chance, did she? It was a
Nope.
full. Okay.
That's a
Of course.
24 investigation.
Oh my goodness.
24. I mean, yeah, you pick up the token, look at back and forth. Gold token, got a razor leaf image on it. Doesn't have like a signature or anything. It's just a token.
We'll get these answers later.
Okay, fine. Just patient.
Hermitha, did you want to talk to that devilish figure over there? Oh, Taylor, absolutely not.
Every chance you get, you're gonna do that.
Hestia would not be proud.
She's already walking around the casino, being like,
I need Chelsea to record some sound bites so I can just press a button and just say Hermitha phrases when they're not here.
Oh my
I'm going to my mind palace.
She just needs to record all of our names in the same tone. Lewin, Taylor, Clara, Rala. And that's it. That's all we need. That's it.
Is anyone else exchanging money?
Oh, man.
I'll keep my little bit of coin because
Yeah, I'll keep mine as well. What Lewin kind of has in his head is while you guys kind of work on that end, I might be doing
We can talk telekinetically, I think.
Yeah, that too. Kind of like information kind of gambling for information kind of bit while you guys might cover the financial end. So is it understood between all of us that this casino is kind of outside of the official authority of the Jinn's influence? Because this kind of seems like it's its own like authority almost, because it's just such a hub, is what Lewin's assuming.
Yeah, you have not seen any Jinn in the area at all.
Sick, okay.
Apart from like getting confirmation on that thought. But you look around, there's no Jinn at all. There's no Jinn guards, there's no Jinn gambling even. Or then you see a couple Jinn gambling actually, but like not enough to suggest that like
they're like
charged.
controlling it. Got it. Cool.
Can I look around and see if I see any Githyanki?
Yes, you can. Make me a perception or investigation.
Because there were spelljammer ships outside.
That's a 21 perception.
21. Okay, let's see. Where are you guys here?
Oh my goodness.
So you're at the front entrance here. So you're in the front foyer where there's like kind of like, so before you kind of see the sprawling casino out in front of you. The foyer part of this casino is kind of like a dining area. So there's a couple bars around you, kitchens, seating for dinner and things like that. And then the casino kind of opens up the further you go in. Looking around you right now, you don't see a couple of Githyanki near you, but there are some closed private rooms on one side, sort of the left side of the main gambling floor. So you don't see anything out in the open, but there are more rooms to look for.
Okay.
What do you guys want to do next?
how much is a spin on the fortunes wheel?
Well, you have to go to the fortunes wheel. Let's see.
Okay, so there's no like sign like spin for 1 token or something like that I can see.
Not that you can see. So where all the table games are happening are more out in the central floor. You're kind of still in this entranceway. You could ask someone nearby if you want, or you can kind of head your way into the main floor and just see what the various
I'll just
side
wait
tables are.
following kind of Taylor's lead, and then maybe just when we get to that area, just let me know.
Okay.
I'm looking for any signs that say no magic.
No signs that say no magic, but you can kind of get a sense that there are definitely some anti-magic installed into some of these structures as you try to do the mage hand and it didn't go past the glass. But there's no signs saying like no magic allowed. Like you can, even in the part of the casino that you're in right now, that's called Dragon Bar. Reception area where the gamblers are kind of gathering before they hit the casino floor. You can notice that there's a ghost that's a washed up stage magician performing sleight of hand tricks for a little cluster of an audience. There's another corner of a bar that's sort of guarded by what looks like an Oni bouncer. A Oni being a kind of like demon giant with like blue skin and white thinned out hair, kind of from Japanese lore. Kind of just standing there guarding an entrance of some kind. You can see that on the bar there's a sculpture of a red dragon head that protrudes out from the wall above the mirrored bar. There's some hotel access doors as well. You can kind of make out the doors that lead to a kitchen area. But that's about it.
Is there anything anyone wants to keep an ear out for? Like, I saw you guys scanning the room. What were you looking for?
Like, I'm probably clocking the Aarakocra and just keeping an eye on them, but because I don't recognize them, won't approach them, but will be keeping an eye out for conversations around law enforcement, maybe specifically, like trying to, or just anything that about current events maybe that had happened in the past couple of years that would maybe relate to like what happened to my dad and his position in law enforcement and like that kind of thing.
Okay. So just keeping an ear to the ground of anything that could be about rumors or anything to do with the plane of air in general.
Yeah, specifically about current events, though, like what might have happened. And then I will say that if I do start to hear them, I would like to do a wild shape to try to get close. But I want to ask you before we decide this, is in this world of D&D, would chameleons work the same way as reality?
Would chameleons work the same way as reality?
Like blending
Like,
into...
would it blend in? Would it, like, match the colors of what's around it? I'm just wondering if that would help my stealth at all.
If you change into a chameleon?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go with that. See how that goes.
They are pretty slow.
Yeah, but I feel like
They're slow crawlers.
once I know the people that I want to talk to and listen to, then I just kind of have to sit there. I don't think speed
that's a good
necessarily
idea.
needs to be. Yeah. So keeping
Like
that in
some-
mind. So just
So,
yeah.
you know, you can be loud and boisterous.
Yeah.
Why don't you go be loud and inquire about what you're wanting to know?
Sure, I could do that. I'm not gonna lie, when Torben was around, he did not really encourage that kind of behavior, which, like, fair.
There's a reason why I'm doing that.
So I'll go and I'll just, like, start talking to people then and be like, so what has been going on? Like, maybe approach, like, a woman that works...
Feathers, louder. You want everyone...
Hi, everybody!
And I'll cast
It's-
Detect Thoughts.
Okay, well, let's get everyone a better visual on the roll 20.
Cool.
Oh, sweet. I was hoping there would be one.
So I'm basically wanting her to, like, ping out that she's looking for... Hey, what's the current power structure? Who's this? Like, who's police here?
I'll give some of my backstory too, being like, I used to be from here and my dad was involved with the previous law enforcement and I'm just trying to get a hold of them and just if anybody, I don't know,
I'm
maybe...
lost. I'm looking for my father.
Yeah, and I would like fly up like halfway. Like he told me to make a scene, so I'm making a scene. Like right in the middle.
All right.
And I'm
So-
looking for pings of recognition.
Right. So how about you guys orchestrate yourselves on this map? For the podcast listeners, we've put a map down of the interior
Ooh.
of the Fortune's Wheel Casino.
So are we
I'm
in
so
this
proud
room,
of you
or are
for
we in the
remembering
main
we
room?
have the podcast listeners. Yeah, which room are we in?
So
two rooms here.
this is the entrance that I
Yeah.
talked about, the foyer with
the
the bar
bars right
stools
there,
and the
yeah.
restaurant and a couple of rooms that you haven't entered into yet. And then this leads into the main gambling floor.
I would do it like if nobody stops me and I don't have to pay and like I don't have to do any of that stuff. I would go and walk in the middle of this gambling room and like right there, just be like, "Excuse me, everybody. Hi. I'm looking for some help, please.
right.
I'm an orphan."
We'll do this in parts,
Yeah,
like combat
yeah.
initiative, and then we'll go through it once. So Clara's
Okay.
gonna just burst through the main doors, walk right into the middle of the gambling floor, and just start shouting.
Everyone pay attention to me.
For Lou and Rolla, Taylor, and Taylor as Hermitha, where would you all like to go?
What did I miss?
I'm kind of
Yeah, roll 20,
So-
brother.
Christian, go on roll 20.
Oh, I see.
Taylor told me to be loud and to loudly ask about current events. So Clara's like, I will tell everybody my life story
All
and
right.
overshare and get attention.
I'm with you guys.
and I casted detect thoughts,
Tech thoughts,
shoot.
gotcha.
which
Okay.
I can either get a general consensus of the thoughts of the room, or I can ping and direct it to directly at someone to dig deeper.
Is
Dang.
this... Where is it? Which I want to sit by the door. I'm gonna stand like in between the two rooms, like I think here-ish. Is that the door maybe?
Pretty like so. This is kind of a hallway area, and then the main door is around here.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna like hang around here
Okay, just keeping an eye on everybody, and also what's coming in and
watch
out.
with popcorn. Hopefully.
Sounds good. How about you, Lewin?
I'll assist with Rala. I'll kind of just stay in an area that kind of seems like a good exit or entryway.
Okay.
Working.
Kind of around this door. I'll stay right here.
And then is Hermitha with you, Taylor? Maybe she's keeping an eye on you, doesn't want you to get out of her sight.
Probably,
Kind of just
yeah.
I would
tailing
assume so,
you.
yeah.
Okay.
I moved her
Um,
over because I still have control.
Okay.
Cool map.
So as you kind of go through the casino cages area that goes into near the illusionary fountain that we had described earlier. So you guys are there. Yeah, so we'll start with Clara. So Clara, going into the middle of the casino floor, just shouting at everybody. You're right in the middle of the slot machines. So all
Hey,
of
Feathers, come over here.
Our slot machines over here. Various creatures are kind of just hyper focused on their slot machine winnings, and you're kind of going like, "Hello, hello," and there's like a raucous buzzing in this atmosphere as well. Like it's kind of hard for people to even hear you when you're even shouting loudly because there's a performance going on. There's music, the slot machine, ding, 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 like coins banging about, noises that the slot machines are making. But Taylor then calls you over.
Yeah, come over. Come over to the games. People are more susceptible to talk for the. Yeah,
Okay,
I'm
so I'll come and
guessing this
stand
is
with
where
him.
like dice games are.
Is that where dice games are, DM?
Oh, sorry. Going over the dice games.
But sorry, where we are on the map currently on the top left corner, is that representative of where the dice games are happening?
Yeah, I am looking at that information right now. Yes, those are where table games are.
Okay.
Hi, everybody. Sorry to interrupt. I promise I won't take much of your time. Listen, I got a lot. I'm an orphan right now. I need to find my dad, and I hope you have some kind-hearted people to help a bird like me out.
And I just, yeah,
Hey,
keep going.
what was your dad's name? I'm pretending like I don't know her.
It was Zerk.
Zerk. I don't know if I've met a Zerk. Has anyone met a Zerk before?
I'll have you guys roll persuasion to see if you can get people to look up at you out of their games.
I'm just trying to get pings of recognition, like people that have light switch turned on.
Yeah.
With my detect thoughts.
13. You said persuasion, right?
Yep.
I got the same.
13. So you don't see anyone perk up with recognition. You don't see anyone go, oh, that name. Everyone's kind of got their head down low into their various dice games. You do notice Mezzoloth, this sort of insectoid creature with a hard carapace that's kind of a dark gray, has 4 arms with kind of pincers for hands, jagged kneecaps and legs that kind of bend backwards and plant down onto the ground, kind of look up at you, Taylor and Clara, and like, Zerk, you said? That one, you said Zerk?
Yeah, like Berserk, but just the Zerk part.
Yeah, she wants to talk to you. And I'll sit down at the dice game.
Yeah, might have heard of someone named Zerk.
Insight check.
Sure.
Ha! Natural 1.
Oh, Lord. Zork is gone.
You
For a total
are
of 6.
Biblically accurate.
so... You, like, anyone who just gives you a whiff that your father may be around, you put your
So accurate.
nose to that butt and sniff. So you're immediately engaged. You think this person knows who your dad is. Just, yeah, I might have heard about a guy named Zerk.
Wait, what do you hear about him?
Well, I'm not just gonna give that information out freely. Look where you are.
I'm going to probe deep into his thoughts with my detect thoughts.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So,
He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
wisdom saving throw. Okay. Fail. So this is all happening kind of the same time. So as they're kind of coercing Clara, they're like, well, how about we play for it? We play some dead hands dice, and if you come up on top, I'll give you information. If you lose, well, you help sweeten the pot of this bet, and everyone wins. As they're saying that, Taylor, you detect thoughts. And surface level thoughts, I don't have a fucking clue who this guy is. I want to sweeten this pot and get some money, god damn it.
What scum? That's so good.
Ugh.
Freaking lowlife.
As the vampire attendant, who's kind of managing the game of Dead Hands Dice with pale skin, again, dark hair is kind of parted over with bangs slinging down to one side of their face.
My god, an emo sad boy vampire?
Hell yeah.
Yes!
It's just Gerard Way from My Chemical Romance.
Yes!
Yes.
Wearing a sort of vest and fine cotton shirt underneath. There's also a dark purple with gold and silver designs that kind of twist and turn like vines down from their vest. Elongated fingers with a bit of sharp claws as they sort of gather the last bet around and getting ready to dole out everyone's dice. What would you like to do next?
Excuse me, how much is to play?
Asking the vampire?
Yes. Sorry.
Well, it's fairly simple. As they go into an explanation of the game.
Is it more than one token?
So, the buy-in for a table game is 1 razor leaf per game. Unless anyone's feeling lucky and wants to up the ante. The dealers at each table game are sort of indifferent towards who wants to bet just 1 or more. But for this game, it's just like, if everyone bets 1, collectively, that's kind of the pot that's 1. That's why the Mezzoloth is like, buy in more, so they can try to win more money.
So-
Okay,
Taylor will play.
I'll play.
Yeah.
I'll play too. I'll take my 1 token and I'll kiss it for good luck. Put it in the pot.
And I'll tell Clara telepathically, the bug knows nothing.
What?
He just
You
wants-
know nothing?
What do you mean? I know lots.
Nah, shut up. I hope I win all your money. Dirty liar.
Well, you put them on the table. And
I know.
the rules.
I know.
All right. And you see the 4 arms come out, and they put 4 tokens on the table.
Okay.
That's all you can bet? Just one?
Yep. Feeling lucky.
All right. There are 3 other arms. Take away the other 3, and they just put 1 down. You gonna get in this, Chunky?
I like that.
Who you calling Chunky?
You!
Yes, it is Guardian.
You big meat sack full of flesh, you Chunky!
You're a carapace full of fluid.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll flip a razor leaf on the table.
Yeah, fantastic. All right. Deal them in!
Can I, as we're playing, just keep my eye on them, make sure they're not cheating?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So?
Taylor's laser focused, and my detect thoughts probably fades because it's only a minute.
So this is how Dead Hands dice work. Each participant's player chooses any number of d6s, known as bones. Shake them in a cup. So, for example, we can just say that we shake them in our hands and then we put them in our dice trays. You choose any number of d6s, and I'll roll for the dealer and participating NPCs. Everyone rolls and reveals their dice at once. The participant with the highest total wins, but anyone who rolls a 1 automatically loses. So, let's say we'll just do 4d4 as the total number of d6s. All right? So rolling, then I got a 6, a 6, a 3, and a 1.
Do I have to roll the same amount of d6s?
Or D6.
Yeah, we'll just say we'll all roll 4d6 just to keep it even.
Okay.
I rolled 14 total with no one.
I need 1 more d6.
Oh, poo. I lost. I rolled a 1.
There you go. 3 tokens worth 10 gold each. Go to Taylor.
Damn.
I gotta keep track of these somehow. Where's my pen?
As the vampire's misting cloud comes out of their hand and piles all the tokens in one spot and just pushes it over to you, Taylor. Yeah, nice. Wanna go again?
Yeah, why not?
Want a bit more?
Sure.
Sick. Okay. Puts 4 tokens down. You feeling lucky, Chunky?
Yes, you bulbous sack of
Ah,
mucus.
you're getting it now. This guy gets it. And you kind of understand now why this table was empty this whole time. And there was just this one insectoid creature just mouthing everybody. Hey, bird lady, you getting on this too? I probably know where your mom is as well.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
right. I'm good. Thanks.
Yeah?
Thanks.
Got any cousins missing?
Listen, don't use my family trauma against me. I don't like you.
Sure. That's too bad. I like you. I like your money.
Gross.
Why gross?
Rella physically recoils in the corner, like
I'll put 3 tokens down.
You got any missing cousins is crazy. It's insane. Oh my gosh.
All right, 3 each.
Yeah.
And here. All right, I got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
I lost. I rolled 2 ones.
Oh, that's the shit. That's too bad. I just take all that. That's for me now.
Oh, you bested me. Well, better luck next time.
All right.
And I'll tell Clara telepathically, we're not getting anywhere with this guy, so.
No, we need to find somebody else.
Bye, Chunky. Come back later. I'll take more of your money.
I might roast you a little bit and cook you.
Not if the gods have anything to say about it.
The who?
Gods. They don't allow any violence in these walls.
Who are the guards?
Oh, they're around. Trust me.
Ew.
All right. See you later.
Bye, Chunky.
Carapace.
Wow.
And
Right.
were like most of the tables empty, or was it like because
His table was empty.
Oh my gosh.
But we'll do that. We'll kind of change over to Lewin and Rala. If there's anything you want to discuss, look for, keep an eye out for, ear to the ground.
Rawl is just keeping her eyes peeled. If I could do a like same kind of look around, because I thought we were already in this room, so if I could do the same kind of look around just to see if I see any Githyanki in the room.
I'll kind of actually, you know what? I'll let you go ahead and do that. I'll stay on alert and just kind of keep an eye out on the exits for any extremely shady characters and just stay on alert.
Okay.
Ooh, that's a dirty 20 for perception.
Dirty 20. Look around the room, and you don't see anything that stands out immediately. And then out from one of the nearby, the doors on the other side of the casino floor, right around here. See a door open up. Again, coins kind of clanging all together, vibrant sounds of the slot machines blinking and chiming all directions. You do see a pair of Githyanki. And they'll be accompanied by this humanoid fox that resembles the same figure in the gold statue.
Oh shoot.
They'd be some high-ranking Githyanki.
Does she recognize him?
Yes.
No! Why are you doing this to her?
They look like members that you recognize, you've worked with. They weren't in your immediate clan, but they were a part of the network.
Okay.
Oh.
And they're just kind of being shown around by this fox person. And they're kind of pointing out parts of the casino. You can see various workers come up to this creature. Sort of looks like saying something in their ear, and they kind of nod and looks like they're signing kind of documents as they tour around the casino, just checking up on things. The Githyanki, dressed up to the teeth, various weapons around their belts, looking a bit worse for wear. The armaments and clothing look old, aged, withered, ripped. But yeah.
Raw's gonna take a really deep breath and step just like a little bit further back. Just gonna lean against the wall a little bit further and just kind of stay there and try not to look alarmed, but also not look directly in their direction.
Okay. Lewin, you notice this?
I'll notice the shift and I'll look back and almost like a non-verbal like, you good? You all right?
She'll just kind of like use her eyes to just like.
You guys can also talk telepathically.
Yeah.
Oh, we can talk.
That's right.
Yeah, I
that's
made
right.
it for all of us.
Ah,
Cool.
For some
Well, yeah,
reason, we can
I'll-
talk to you.
I'll shoot you the same as I said. So, like, just you all right?
Rala's gonna forget that there's someone in her head and like fuck, and like kind of you'll hear her in her head, but she'll like just kind of
Easy.
and yeah, she won't speak out loud, but she'll just look over. Her eyes kind of look in the direction and just.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I know those people on the way in. I noticed a few ships. I didn't necessarily want to look in them. I didn't think that I would have to. The world is wide, right?
Right.
Not that wide.
Do we need to be at the ready?
She's gonna kind of, if she looks back, like they're signing papers.
So the humanoid fox, which I'll have you roll me a nature check.
Oh man, I don't like it. Ooh, that's a 16.
16. So as you look over at this elegant fox creature, it takes you a second, but you kind of know what they are. They're known as an Arcanoloth.
Whoa.
They are a fox humanoid creature that is also a insanely deadly spellcaster.
Whoa.
Beautiful.
I'll say roll me a history check.
I don't like this. Where's this video? Ooh. 19.
Okay.
19. Okay. Pulling up notes.
Oh,
Oh gosh. Wait.
no.
So, Arcanoloths usually take the form of animal-like depictions, but they are technically fiends. Some of them even had services that were rendered in the Blood War,
Ooh.
the epic blood war that took place between devils and demons in the 9 layers of hell. And as you kind of start to put a couple things together, the razor leaf insignias on the tokens, this fox-like creature wandering around, you kind of start to put 2 and 2 together, and you faintly remember back in your days as a patrolling force with the Githyanki, before all the mind flare shit went down. You were a guardsman like anyone else on patrolling duties to try to bring a bit of order to your sector of the Astral Sea. One of these tasks was trying to rein in the influence and power of a crime syndicate known as the Razor Leaf.
God fucking damn it!
And that's where we're gonna end our stream!
Oh no!
What?
PTSD.
Got him.
Anxiety.
Ugh.
A little bit of a shorter stream, everybody, but I could not think of a better way to pick a good cliffhanger than that. So,
Yeah, thanks.
We will see you all next Sunday. Same time, same channel, same bat channel. Thank you so much for everyone who chatted with us in the chat. We love hanging out with you each and every week. It's one of our favorite things in the world. So thank you for being part of this awesome community. Thank you for following along on this crazy story. Thank you to my players. Chelsea Bites, we miss you. We love you. Hopefully see you in the next one. But until next time, everybody, bye-bye.
What the fuck?
Last time this happened, Torben was taken.
Oh, you might know them. Anyway, roll.
I was like how you tricked us and we're like, nobody else's backstory's coming into this.
I prepared for this by going, we're just gonna see Clara's trauma and there's gonna be none of our trauma. We're gonna be fine.
I'm so happy I don't have to deal with my trauma right now.